Okay. Okay, I think we're live. So I watched a little bit of the last stream. Hi, Shaggy SoCal 2Old4Forza. This is a track guide for what'll be the second race, or maybe the first, but the other race for week 2 in the Hoonigan Focus is at Prague Short. Originally, Matt wanted this to be in reverse, but then decided it would be more fun to send us full throttle through the death chicane. So there you go. So it's going to be regular Prague Short. Now, I'm trying something here. I watched the first broadcast now that I have the camera, and it looked like the video with the video, the camera's getting syncs up with the video of the game. It's just the audio, I think, is still slightly behind. So I tried turning off, turning on the wireless headset to see if that helps reset it. It's an issue I had previously with the headset, where the audio would be a little bit behind. So, well, again, this is still an experimentation, but um, let's just get straight away into it and go run a couple laps here. I do want to change a setting. I noticed that it was on track limits. I like proximity to start. So let's run a couple laps of Prague Short, and then let's talk about what I'm doing. No, not start race. Test drive. There we go. So again, we'll be on the right side here coming down the front straight. So I'll just kind of straighten this out, may touch that curb a little bit, cross the bridge, brake second to last of the pillars there, use the camera as a apex point, cut that a little bit through the tunnel of love. Give yourself room on the right side because the pillars can reach out and bite you. Quick brake. You can use a bit of this curving, but I would say you don't have a lot. Ooh, I'm pushing wide there. Straight, fourth gear. Again, looking at the statues, the second to the last one. Down, brake to third, turn, let the car do the work through here. Keep it in third, watch the curving. Curving's going to be a little bit, I think, a little bit deadly here. And I'd put it in second. I don't think you need to. This can do it in third. Bring it out in the front straight. I'm going to do one more lap. So the curving here is, you really don't want to graze it. A little bit wide, pushing a little bit through there. It's either stay off of it or cross it. Because if you just graze it, it will unsettle the car. All right. So over here, look for the second last. Well, a little bit later there, I think, than I wanted, but still kind of salvaged it. Okay, so that's just kind of 2 demo laps here. You'll see more of those in the early part of the race. So again, as I'm coming down here, we'll be in fourth gear. So I'll try to straighten this out a little bit. Again, curving here is going to wreak havoc with the car. If you just graze it or you just kind of bump up against it, it'll unsettle it. So I think in some areas, I'm probably going to try and keep it neat and tidy and stay off of it. I think there's one curb that I will probably try to intentionally cross over, but that one I'm going to avoid. The one there on the right side, I'll avoid the ones here on the left. But where I'm braking at, as far as things I'm looking for that kind of line up with the braking line is, again, you have the light pillars here on the. See, I'm pointing to this side, but it's really, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, do I reverse my hand gesture so it matches up with what you're seeing on the screen? But it's this, not the very last light poles at the bridge, where you go under the bridge there. But it's the next one up on the left side. That's what I'm using as far as my reference point. If I can't see the braking line of where I know I need to be on the brakes. What I was finding happening is, and I'm noticing this with the wheels, sometimes as I'm trying to get to the brakes, I drift over and I just get on the curb a little bit and it unsettles the car. So Give yourself a little bit of room. If you want, you can try crossing over the curb, but my suggestion would be is maybe to stay off of it and play around with it, see what works for you. Um, the reason being is at this point, you're trying to brake and you're putting a whole lot of braking in. The weight's on the front. The back end's going to be a little bit light, and you're going to be crossing over that that curbing. And if you just touch it, it might unsettle the car a little bit. So I would say try and keep it within the markers. Um, but as I'm braking, I'm going down to third. I'm looking for the camera boom on the inside there. That's kind of a nice reference point to look for to where to bring the car across. You're gonna actually apex just past it, kind of where the again that light pillar is. But this one, again, the way this curbing is, I want to try and stay off of it if I can, but I want to kind of line up. If I've done it right, and I'm kind of probably going to overanalyze it, I'm going to try and line up where I'm kind of got the car pointed straight at the building there with the dark brown roof. Uh, so I'm going to kind of point there. It might waver a little bit left or right, but I think if that's a good reference point to get it going straight, and then I'm going to brake again as I get to the light rail line here. As I'm getting here, this is where I'm going to then brake again and drop it to second. And what'll probably happen is I'll probably start as the race goes on. I get into rhythm. I'll probably start following the suggested line a little bit more religiously. What I want to try and do is if I get this right, I'll be a little bit straighter on the braking. But what I'm actually going to do where I'll differ is the track limits here for this next turn. I think are very nice in that you would think. Let me get close enough. You'll see them here. You can see the track limits kind of follow where the blue bollards are. So you can cut this curbing here a little bit going into the corner. So at least as much as I can, I'll use the blue bollards there as kind of like I don't want to hit them. But if I can just stay just to the right of them, I can cut this curb a little bit. And if I've got the rotation right, then I can really get back on the throttle. And my exit point's going to be about where the last bollard here is as far as, and then where this barrier kind of straightens out heading into the tunnel. So full throttle here into the tunnel of love. And this tunnel of love loves you so much that if you get too close to the right side, you might catch the edges there and that will abruptly stop the car or throw you across the track. So you do want to be towards the right side here, but give yourself some room so that you don't, excuse me, so that you don't risk getting pushed into the wall, especially if you're racing side by side with somebody. And if you are on the inside, just know that don't squeeze the guy into the wall, because that'll just cause issues. Excuse me. So again, let's see, second, third gear, probably not sure I'll get to fourth. We'll see what gearing is, because short-term memory not so good. So I'm braking for this next corner is pretty much a double apexer, and so I'm braking just as I'm getting to the end of the tunnel. So right about here, it's a quick brake to get the car slowed down. I think third gear. Where I'm letting off, I'm not really. What I'm seeing as far as what I notice in my peripheral, because I'm trying to look for the inside curbing here, is I'm braking, I'm releasing the brakes somewhere probably around here, probably as I'm passing this pillar here on the right side, definitely a bit before the stoplight. But it is down. It's just trying to scrub the speed, releasing the brake into third gear. And this is a corner that I think when I get in rhythm, I'm actually going to try and cut it as much as I can. But you can see how the kind of is crossing that curbing, the car kind of jiggle a little bit. This is one that either you cross over the curbing and commit to crossing over the curbing, or stay off of it. For the speed that you're carrying in here, as you go to the apex, if you graze the curbing, it's going to push the car back out wide. But if you get it right, again, I'll follow. Once I get in rhythm, I'll probably follow the first couple laps. I'll probably go all the way out to the outside until I get kind of into lap by lap rhythm. But yeah, just let the car drift out about to mid-track. Again, looking for the curbing here on the inside. This one I will stay off of. You don't have as much room between the curbing and the wall, so it's best just to stay off of it. But I'm going to kind of look for this crosswalk here. I'll probably end up pushing out wide a little bit on exit as I'm trying to roll back into the throttle. I'll exit out here on the right side, but then just let the car just kind of come straight back across onto the bridge in the middle. You know, just, again, minimizing my steering as I'm on the bridge going up through the gears. Probably up into fourth gear at this point. Now, where I'm braking at for this next set of turns, fourth gear, what I've been doing is the braking is going to be between the statue that's just kind of right here at the upper right-hand corner and the last ones. I think I'll probably be pushing it and probably braking close to this one here. And it's brake, and I'm going to drop down to third. I've tried it both ways. Again, this is back to, you know, is the car on its heels or on its toes? If I leave it in fourth, I've got to really make sure I've got my braking right, because the gearing's not going to help slow the car. If because it is in the higher gear, the car's a little bit more relaxed going in. So you got to really be on your brakes there. But I found for me, if I hit the brakes and I'm braking going in here and I drop it to third, then that gearing helps slow the car down a little bit easier. It's a little bit, I get a little bit better steering on turn in, and I'm not worried about, because the worst thing here is you want to carry as much speed through here as possible, but you don't want to carry so much that you whack the wall here on the exit before then the right hand part of this chicane. So down to third, kind of looking for the stoplight there to help figure out where the apex is. If I can be about here, that's ideal. Or to mid-track. I don't want to be all the way out on the right side. Still third gear, feathering the throttle. Probably I won't really commit back to full throttle till I'm about here. And then I'm looking for the last set of these black Forza Motorsport barriers, because that kind of correlates with the braking line. Where I want to be set, I want to be parallel to the Armco here, and still in third, and it'll be a quick brake. And my turn in, and again, it's all done, this one is done by feel, but it's about peripherally, when I'm in rhythm, that Bella Bella Espresso sign, when that seems to start going out of view, is about where I'm looking to turn in. But it's again, it's something I'm only catching the color of as it goes out of my vision, uh, uh, you know, as I'm turning in, because I'm actually trying to look for the apex. And then here's the death chicane. I'm taking it in third. You could probably do it in second if you need a little bit more confidence. But again, on the turn in, I'm off the brakes. I'm really not back on the throttle, where I'm feathering it barely. And I'm going to try and cut it as much as I can. The danger part of the death chicane is on the exit. You really, again, because this car is going to understeer, you get back to full throttle, the car's going to understeer. And you got to fight that because it's all-wheel drive. You really want to make sure that you're not committing back to full throttle until you know that you are pointed in a direction that is going to keep you out of the tire barriers on the right side, because those tire bundles grab the car and will just instantly stop you and throw the back end out and kill anybody that's following right behind you if they're not paying attention. So for me, third gear, and then I'll probably, you know, apex is a little bit out from the wall. What I'm looking for now, as far as braking for the next corner, is it's a combination of, you can see the brake where the Armco is the bare Armco. It's just past that, also where the light is. So it's right about in here, still third gear, brake into what I will call the cathedral corner. And so third gear here, I'm going to try and cut this a little bit if I can. This is one of those that you look at where the curbing is and the point of the wall, and you think, I can cut a lot of that curbing and not get a time penalty. No, you can if you cut it too much, you can get a time penalty here. So again, probably cut it a little bit or get close to it, but just be careful you don't cut it too much. Still in third gear, let the car drift out. And again, I'll probably follow the suggested line on the way out, getting back to full throttle, but it'll probably be late again, because the understeery nature of the car under acceleration, you may not be getting back fully committed to full throttle until late on the exit when you're seeing the front straightaway. So that is, and then again, just let the car drift out here to the right. You can, if you absolutely have to use the sidewalk, you can. But if you can get out of that corner without needing to, that would probably be the best thing to do. But that's kind of what I'm looking to do around Prague Short. Again, it's a very quick lap. Again, we're talking, 50, 58, high 57s, maybe, I think, once we're up to speed. And there's going to be a lot of traffic. So with that, let's get out of test drive and let's talk about the race. Again, as I kind of put in the chat, um, I actually took the car out and I'm like, all right, I'm going to run it until it's out of fuel, to see how many laps I can do on a tank. And it looks like, ooh, excuse me, talking too much and probably didn't get enough sleep last night. It's about 12 laps that I can do on a tank of fuel without before I have to pit. I don't know what that's going to mean for the race, because then when I actually took when I took a 58-second lap into 2100 seconds, which is 35-minute race, that's 36 laps, which is, a two-stopper. So I don't know what Met will decide as far as race length or mandatory stops. I mean, I could. I'm going to run 36 here on a two-stop. We'll see how long it takes me to do it. Starting a minute behind, and we can kind of gauge from there based off the end race timer of what we might see on Thursday. But it's either it's going to be more than 36 laps, and it's going to make us do three stops, or it might be 36 laps and he just sets three stops. I don't know yet. It's the weird nature of this car with how small the gas tank is, but how long do rallycross races really last? So anyhow, the other change you made for the race, going against the AI, is just to see what it's like. I actually bumped everybody up a class. So Forza GT is going to start off at the front. Oh, that's me. So Forza GT at the front. Then I bumped the Radicals up, the RXCs up in bucket 2. And then for bucket 3, for the fast guys, we're going to try Forza P2. My general thought here is that, yeah, at least bucket 2 and bucket 3, they're going to have some top line, top speed advantage, but I just think the nature of the chicanes in the back half of the course, um, I think it's going to be a lot of traffic. I'm going to be complaining a lot about, why are you braking there? So, and actually, let's go ahead and adjust that. We'll do 2 quick stops. So I will have to pit on lap 12 and lap 24. So let's go ahead and get this started. This is probably one, let's see, I'm starting 60 seconds back. Forza GT, their out lap. I'll probably be, talking too much. I'll probably start just as they're coming out of the final turn. It'll be interesting to see how much traffic I'm in off the get-go. Looks like I've got the Mazda diesel and 2 of the Chevy P2 cars. I hate waiting. Let's see, do I get a clean start or do I have to fight GT traffic? They got a little bit of a run, but I think I can beat them down. Yep, I'm good. Cut that a little bit closer than I wanted to. So cold tires, the car's going to push a little wide there on that first lap or two until they warm up. Just hug the inside a little bit more than had been. Just grazed the curb on the left side, turning in. A little bit late, but that's okay. We'll salvage it as best we can. That turn one, if you're following a guy and they go a little bit wide to the right, you might be able to duck underneath them. See if I can set something up like that here. Oh, that's dirty. Downshifted. Probably didn't need to do that. Just put back up to third. The car's going to push. The other nice thing about, depending on how I hit that curbing, if you do cross over it, it might rotate the car a little bit, which isn't a bad thing with this car. Too wide there. Oh! Just grazed the wall. Again, there you could, as far as that double apex, like once I kind of got the steering angle set, really didn't change it all that much, and did it with the throttle. Was pushing, it just let off a little bit. Oh, that was almost a disaster. Got a little too close on the right side there. Yeah, I hit the curb. I just grazed the curb and it pushed the car a little bit wide. Discretion is the better part of valor. Trying to stay off that curb there. Whoa! I was, ah! Okay, this is just getting silly. This is why we practice. So what I was going to try and do before I decided to spin myself out and get all discombobulated, I was going to try and set up the inside move there, you know, in that left-hander heading into the tunnel to see if it was possible or what that might look like. But no, I decided to show you how incompetent I am when the car gets completely out of shape. Oof. Just playing the P2 Chevy that couldn't get out of my way. Because yeah, the AI, forget the AI, always really check up there. Me. Let's see if I can late apex the second half of that. See if that makes any difference. Car started going out towards the tire barrier. It's like, nope, I just need to get out of it just a little bit. Okay, so 8 laps down, 4 till I have to pit. Playing with fire. That's the other thing I got to be careful of too. You know, when you're setting up for that chicane, just be very careful of the curving. And you're trying to use every inch of the track that you can, but some of those inches bite. I'm trying not to dirty the lap from the draft, but lost half a second. Oh, he's really slow. Okay, I was looking for the crossover in the green car, and he really checked up. I wonder if that's the same car that I hit earlier in the race. See, that's that curbing. What are we doing on fuel? Oh yeah, we're pitting. Okay, pit lane entry. Still do it in third, but you're just gonna look for the camera boom and just try to pass under that, and then just know it's real quick left going in. So you're never really going to get back to full throttle. But if you kind of position, look for that camera boom on the inside, that'll help get you lined up a little bit better. I also think I haven't done a pit here in a while. I also think you got to be careful on pit exit because I think the way the pit out works, it's going to want to clock you into the into that cement barrier on the left side. We're going wide. So you can see how hitting the curb just kind of hooked the car a little bit. Ah! Ooh, that was close. That's the other thing too. Just because of the way that chicane is on, more so on exit than entry. I think you just really want to make sure that, like, if you're chasing somebody, give some space going into that chicane. Just because if they get it wrong, you want to have enough space between you that you can hopefully avoid it. Put it down in a second just because I'm looking on the inside there. Yep, I see you. Let's see if I can get back to the line there that I like taking through that corner. Ooh, he moved over on me there a little bit. Looks like he's going in the pits. All right, let's try this line again. I like being a little bit more to the inside if I can. That. Whoa! gap closed a little bit sooner than I thought it would. Again, almost getting into that wall and that tire barrier. It's gonna happen. .3/10, but I'm going to lose it all here because I'm going to catch these guys in the chicane. An interesting little coming together there. Yeah, don't forget to breathe. Still just touching that curb on the outside heading into the chicane, and it's just enough to upset the car on entry. And so then I got to check up a little bit for the second half of the death chicane. I went a little bit wider there. I wasn't sure if the radical was fully on my left side or not. And again, I'm really not, if I get it right, I'm not really committing back to full throttle out of the chicane until I've gotten to that second apex, and I know that the car's pointed straight out where I can really hammer the throttle. Little loosey goosey there. God, finally a clean lap. And I keep looking at it, keep double checking, like, okay, what lap am I on? So I am need to pit in the lap. Nope. I will. What? No, come on. What I get for trying to be nice to the AI. Though, admittedly, I think this is one of the things, since I tend not to put a lot of steering in, it's probably one of those cases where I probably should have really cranked it a little bit more to try and, use the tires to slow the car down and not hit the wall. But aim for the look for the camera. Okay, one more stop to go, or actually, not one more stop to go. One more stint to go. Looks like I got clear traffic, or clear track. Ah! So 11 laps to go. 9th place. Yeah, I think I can get to first before the end of the race. So that's probably what got me in trouble. Checking up like that is, then I go really soft on the brakes to go calmly into the corner, and then it's like, oh shit, that's not enough. Pardon my French. Hopefully that doesn't get me banned. Don't report me. Mm. See how the car just kind of lurched a little bit? It's just that curving on the left side of that chicane. The car do the work. And got a little squirrely there. A little too wide. Oh well. You can hear that little bit of tire squeal, the high pitched. That's fine. I mean, that's really the game telling you that you're really about to step over the lines. So that little bit of high pitched squeal is still fine. It's where it gets really pronounced that. See if I can. I'll try and induce that in the last corner to see here the difference, as far as where at least my belief of what is beyond the grip of the tire. That. If you're hearing that when you're turning in, I will say that you are either probably need to brake a little sooner, get the car slowed down a bit more, because that sound just means you're overworking your tires. A little bit is fine, but when it's really almost did it again. So start to commit to the throttle coming out of the chicane. I'm like, nope, gonna hit the tires. Laps. I knew when I got to the brakes, like, nah, it's not a good move to make. Going wide. I'm just going to back off a little bit. Because another case of for whatever reason, the AI or the drivatars, they can't handle that chicane and they always check up. I try not to run into them. Again, it'll be interesting to see in the next Forza Motorsport, you know, if how they've updated the AI. Do they even have the drivatar system anymore? So that move going in is risky. Not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just very risky. You really do need to get the car slowed down if you're on the inside there. So second gear. Oh, fourth gear. What am I doing? So I was just checking to see how far up first place was. And I've got Bird right behind me. Almost right behind me. And just because since I was taking a narrow line in, just always good to go down the extra gear to help car on its toes. Wasn't sure if he was there, so just leave him a little room on the outside. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to at a clean last lap, but see if we can at least up by the final sector. Probably down at least a tenth or two. Oh, what? Up by 2/10. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose all of that here. Excuse me. Oh, all right. All things being equal, okay, there's at least another tenth and a half out there off of 57.4. So low 57s, maybe. But again, with as much traffic as I was in here, even with 16 of us, I think it's probably going to be another one of those nights where everybody gets a bonus. If you can set a clean lap, you get a bonus point. But that's Prague short. Again, it's curbs are gonna be deadly. Well, not deadly. I mean, they're gonna be tricky. Just be careful. Be careful. Getting on them. Again, there's only one that I will say. If you want to attack that curb, go ahead and attack it. And that's that left-hander out of the tunnel. The rest, the rest are a bit sketchy, especially heading into the death chicane. Just be mindful, how close you're getting to the left side, because the second you turn in, if the back of the car hits that curb, it's going to upset it. And with that, yeah, I would say just get out there and practice and run laps. So hopefully the audio syncs a little better this time. What I did was when I started the stream, it was a trick that I used to do on the previous ones on my old headset, which was kind of shut the mic off and turn it back on and have it reconnect and see if that line the audio up with the camera. But if not, that we'll deal with it. But hope you guys have a great weekend and happy racing. Yeah, streaming. There's got to be a quicker way to end the stream, but here we go. Bye, guys.